Zip it up and zip it out. It is me, JFM, here to give you the 5th episode of the JFM podcast. Alright, I have figured out an official name for this podcast, but I won't reveal it until next episode. So, yeah, at least I'm hoping it'll be the permanent title of the podcast series, I guess. So, how's everybody doing? I just released Ghost Girl, episode 9, and the Jeff and Taylor website. So, that's awesome. It's an awesome weight off my shoulders. You know, it really is an awesome weight because it was so awesome that it pretty much halted my whole other artwork, like a lot of my digital stuff. So, yeah, glad to have that off my shoulders. But now episode 10 is lingering above me. Oh man, it just repeats itself. So, I have my agenda here. Hopefully things will go smoothly this time, because last time I tried to record this, which was last night, it just didn't sound right to me. 37 minutes of me talking, and then all of a sudden I just quit. I just quit that recording because, yeah, I just stumbled my words, and I talked about nonsense. Not to mention, yesterday was a very long day for me. I mean, working from 8 to 6, and then going bowling, and then, yeah, pretty awful, a pretty bad day. Oh, long day. Yeah. Well, I would like to hit you up with the weather here in my hometown. I think last time I said something about how it didn't snow. But now the snow has really gone down. We have like 2 feet of snow already, and it's pretty warm now. It's to like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty warm in this time of year. Hey, but with that kind of warmish weather, that will lead to more snow and possibly some rain, which will lead to icy roads, and that's not good. Ah, well. We're used to it. My job, it's going pretty well. Yeah, I had like another raise, so I'm now getting paid $12 an hour instead of 10, so that's awesome. I'm a full-time buffer, and I'm getting better and better. And the boss told me if I get better and better, then I'll get more raises. Yes. Cool. Yesterday bowling was kind of, below average for me, because I didn't pull out a strike. Usually I pull out 1 strike per game. That's mesmerizing. Again, I had a long day, working from that whole, for, I don't know how many hours, from 8 to 6, minus 12, minus that 1 hour for lunch. Yeah. Okay, so all that dumb stuff is done. So let's talk about Jeff and Taylor. I'm gonna talk about episode 9, how people reacted to that. I'm gonna read some reviews off of that, and I'm gonna tell you what I thought of episode 9 and what I could have changed. And I'm gonna tell you the original script for episode 9. So there you have it, and it's very different from the current one from the current one. Okay. Then after that, I'm going to talk about episode 5 for some reason. Yeah, because, episode 5 is somewhat of a dumb story to me now that I read it. So I'm going to tell you how I would change it. And my explanation on Hiatus and, and some other fun stuff, I guess, if you can call it fun. I have a feeling this podcast will be shorter than the rest, but what are you going to do? So don't worry. Hey, if you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, what do you think of the picture? I mean, I thought it would be a good idea to actually have Rosie there alone in this somewhat abandoned studio, because there's a hole in there and the wind's blowing and she doesn't care. Sheesh. Alright, so, episode 9. How did you guys like that? I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, sure, there are some flaws here and there, But what are you gonna do? There's flaws in every comic. Mm, a lot of people said they liked it. I could have sworn um, that there would be one or two people that said, "Oh man, this is boring, man. What the heck? Are you trying to bore us to tears? What has Jeff and Taylor become?" No, 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 no. We all know J&T is a fun, light-hearted comic, but it does have some serious moments here and there. You know, just like Hey Arnold, you know. I think of that. Well, yeah. Personally, I like Ghost Girl, you know. But what did other people think? I have some detailed reviews from some loyal fans, if I can pull it up. One from Dino Blanky and one from Brazen Blaze. Brazen Blaze. I like to say that name. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna read Dino Blanky's review of Ghost Girl, and I thank you, Dino Blanky, for writing this. You know, it means so much that you wrote this review. Okay, she said, "Dude, it was awesome. I was so happy when I saw the notification about you announcing its release. I enjoyed it a lot. Eleanor was a really cool character, and I liked the short-lived friendship between her and the boys. I also enjoyed the background you give Somerville as being corrupt and vicious in the past, which I assume you're using to leave an opening for your main villains." Okay, before I continue, I'm going to talk about Ghost Girl, which will have spoilers. So if you haven't read Ghost Girl before, then go ahead and pause this podcast or stop it, and then just read it and then continue. We'll be waiting forever. Okay. The art was fairly decent. I can tell you worked your ass off on it, like you usually do. And while you have improved so much this past year, your anatomy can still be just a little wonky at some points. Also, another thing, the character dialogue can be just a little bit awkward at certain points. Like some phrases just sound a little off, I guess. Like, would these sentences be said in such a way in real life? My only other little nitpick on this episode would have to be the villain, Madame Alonza. Just think her motive. I just think her motive was a little weak. But what are you gonna do? All in all, I think this was a wonderful episode. Lovely character interaction, a few laughs here and there, and a touching story. Great job, JFM. Thank you for another glorious episode, and looking forward to the next one. Well, thank you, Dino Blanky, for that review. Let's see. How do I explain myself on that? Yeah, anatomy. That's a weakness of mine. I mean, hands. I hate drawing hands. You can tell with the podcast image of Rosie holding that. Well, I think she's holding that microphone. That hand is like, I did it quickly. So, what are you gonna do? But yeah, I will try to improve on my anatomy next year. I mean, over the years, I try to get better. And sentences, awkward sentences. If you could point out which sentences were awkward to you, so I can know, because I don't know. I am an awkward person when I talk to people. Even as I'm talking now, I have awkward sentences, with my stumblings and my grammar problems. It's like I have dyslexia, only when speaking. So, yeah, if you could point those out, that would be good. And Madame Alonso, yeah, if I were to change that episode, I would change her motive just a little bit and give her more screen time, I guess. Let's see, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you for the review. Okay, next is Brazen Blaze. He wrote 4 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs. Can you believe it? Of a review of Ghost Girl. So, I'm gonna read it. Overall, it was delicious. The beginning was a little slow, but the story really picked up speed once they got to the cemetery. Also, the story relied a lot on text, especially in stories that are meant to be scary. The importance of visual storytelling is vast. On the other hand, the dialogue was great and the resolution was very heartwarming. I really like how your villains aren't really villains, except the real villains, you know? I can see that you can write drama pretty well, and I'm glad you did a story like this. Suicide and murder are serious things, but that doesn't mean people should avoid them. Writers just need to handle the subjects in the right way. Now, what comes to the characters, it's great that you brought up so many new faces and expanded the J&T universe a little bit more. All the characters were unique, but I really felt like that they didn't get to show their full potential, since they had to share the screen time with the others. Oh well, I still found my favorites, like Madame Alonzo with her twisty twist. Magic users are my weakness, and since she's the closest thing to a wizard, I was instantly pumped. I'm glad you didn't kill her off. I was sure she was gonna stumble and fall into a deep open grave. I hope she'll be back with her magical powers, and next time, use and show her more. Make her really threatening. And what comes to Ghost Girl, she's a pretty sweet gal. Maybe you could have built up the tension some more instead of just spilling the beans so early. Also, Ghost Girl and Madame Alonzo's relationship wasn't that clear. I would have enjoyed some more info on their past together. Then the art. You didn't disappoint, man. But you didn't take that many risks either. You were pretty thrifty with the layouts and the popping out action. Also, I hate to say this, but the traditional and digital art don't blend together that well. Partly shaky, yet forgivable art altogether. I hope I wasn't speaking too bluntly, and this is of course just my opinion. Yeah, I think that's it. The episode was definitely worth the wait, no doubt. Your episodes are always new and refreshing, yet so familiar. You should definitely be proud of your work, and I'm sure you are. Can't wait for the next episode, which is going to be fully digital, right? Man, it's almost episode's 8th anniversary and you still haven't made that let's look at the episode video. Episode 8's my favorite, and I've been dying to know the alternative ending you were planning. Like always, I hope we'll hear from you and your plans on starting to work on the next episode. Remember, we care about what you're doing. Peace out. Well, thank you, Brazen Blaze, for that review. And if I could explain myself, let's see. Characters with the screen time. Yeah, I suppose you're probably talking about Robin and Mark, maybe. Probably talking about Holly. Who knows? So yeah, I'll get to that later with the episode's 9 original story. But yeah, I'm glad you like Madame Alonzo. You know, she will be a recurring character, a recurring villain in future episodes. That's why I didn't kill her off. You know, I have this little theory about killing off characters in my stories. With Jeff and Taylor, since it's kind of a light-hearted comic, I don't really kill off characters unless they're non-human, or yeah, unless they're non-human, like the G Station, E.G. You know, those two things, those two robots, they're dead. You know, but who knows? They're robots, so they may be rebuilt. Who knows? But yeah, Madame Alonzo, I didn't feel like it was appropriate to kill her off because, you know, she's just a thief. She's not evil. I mean, that's it. I mean, she may have knocked out Holly and Cassidy. Oh, and she probably, yeah, she did command Ghost Girl to kill everybody, but she's not the one who kills them, you know, I guess. I don't know. I don't view Madame Alonzo as a terribly evil person. I mean, who knows? She might she might be more evil next time, or she might be more nice. Who knows? But yeah, I didn't feel like it was appropriate to kill her off. With the art, yeah, I didn't like the traditional and digital art hybrid either. It was an experiment, but it became a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm switching to full digital right now since I think it's faster for me. Yeah, and episode 10 will be all digital. Episode 10 through the rest of the episodes will be digital. Okay, and you said something about magical powers. Well, don't worry, there will be a lot of villains with magical powers. Let's see here. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I released that Let's Look at Episode 8 thing on my other channel, so you've probably already seen that. Okay, 15 minutes in. God damn, man, and I'm almost halfway through the agenda. So, jeez. Okay, so I read the reviews. Now, what I could have done with episode 9. What I could have done. What I could have changed. Well, I'd like to make some honorable mentions about my about my episode. Uh, well, I really, really love the last page. How that turned out. The lighting, the angle, the stop sign making a little cameo. So yeah, that was an awesome ending. I mean, I was kind of worried that people might think that the ending was a little cheesy, but hey, I like cheesy endings. I like cheesy stories because I'm a cheesy person. That's how I am, and I don't regret it. I don't regret the ending. Save the ending, but the things in between can change. Like give Ghost Girl some more screen time on how how people will think that she's evil and all that, and make Madame Alonso more nice, and then when the twist comes, then you'll be really surprised and all that. Things that I forget to mention in episode 9 that I really wanted to put, I just didn't put it there because I didn't have enough pages to work with. Because I have to do that 48 page limit. 48 page limit. What are you gonna do? It's like I have minor OCD. I can't have one episode be longer than the other. They all have to be equal, except for the really special ones. So, one thing that I forgot was Taylor was about to take a picture of Ghost Girl when she turned into her true self, her true beautiful self. But she was like, "No, don't take a picture of me, cause I really don't want people to really know and all that." All she wanted to do was just tell one or two people. That's it. She didn't want the whole world to know. But yeah, she rather just have this be between her and Jeff and Taylor. Between. I thought that would be more heartwarming, I guess. Yeah, I like to make the boys do some good things when the rest of the world doesn't know. But yeah, I would have deleted Robin and Mark altogether because their appearance in the episode was a bit pointless, right? That because in the original script, the first few pages were about to be setting up for Jeff, Taylor, Cassidy, Holly, Robin, and Mark going to Ghost Girl's mansion. That's why Robin and Mark are there in the beginning. So yeah, and I just changed it, and that's why episode 9 took so long because I didn't have an official script to work with. I didn't have official thumbnails. I just went along and thought of things, and that's kind of bad. So yeah, how was the original story of Ghost Girl? It was very different, very very different. Ghost Girl was gonna be a villain, and they were gonna investigate the abandoned mansion that she used to live along with her butler. I mean, Eleanor's parents died early, so it was just her and her butler. But she was a spoiled brat, and she was very annoying. So 30 years ago, the butler stabbed her in the hand with a fork, and that made her bleed to death. So you actually see a fork, actually you have to see a hole right through her hand. Yeah, that was her original design. But then I decided to change it because I wanted to make a more emotional story. Because it will be just like episode 8 with the whole, oh, it's a monster, no big twist or anything. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I decided to do that. I like my twists in my stories, so yeah, so something for the reader to look forward to. So yeah, that was episode 9, and what Ghost Girl would have done with Jeff and Taylor's friends, she would just scare them, which made them freeze. Not freeze to death, but it would just made them freeze. They're still conscious. They would just freeze, and then when she reaches Jeff and Taylor, she's like, "Let's play a game," and then they play some bullshit games, and then after that, um, I guess they meet. I don't know. Was I about to put Madame Lanza there? Was she about to be some random uh, lady that's just that made Eleanor crossover? I don't know. It's been a long time since I actually thought of that dumb version of the episode. So, what are you gonna do? But hey, things have changed. My gosh. Now I'm looking forward to episode 10, which I promise you guys will be an even better episode. I mean, I'm thinking of it. I'm writing up the script now. I won't even tell what it's about. I won't tell you which characters are in it. I won't even tell you the plot or anything. So it'll be a huge surprise. So I don't want to hype it up too much, but believe me, it's gonna be one of my favorite episodes to write. And my gosh, okay, I will tell you this: it has some funny parts. I'm experimenting with new jokes, and it'll have a lot of fan service. Well, not a lot, but it will have some fan service. Just so you know, because I guess fan service can offend some people, like that one kid in my singing group. Actually, he's the son of one of the people who sings with me, or sings in our group. But I sold him episode 1. No, volume 1. No, I sold him volume 1 and all that, and he said it was good. He liked it, but he felt a little weird reading episode 2 because it has the West End girls and all that, and the dialogue with the girls and their chests. I guess he got a little embarrassed. Bless his heart. I mean, he's only 10 years old. I could have told him, just give it a few more years, kid. You'll understand. But yeah. But hey, episode 10 will have some fan service. Just let you know. It will be funny, but yeah. Okay. So I can't wait to continue typing up the script. Now, with episode 5, Post Office Heist. I got a review by J Series Art, who is a good critic of mine. But episode 5, man, as I read it now, it has a lot of plot holes. So, but I'm gonna tell you guys pretty briefly on how I would change episode 5 if I were to make a remake or have it be on television like an animated series, an animated adaptation of episode 5. This is how the story would go. Okay. Well, it will start out with Jeff in math class, just working on a puzzle contest for, it's like a little Ponzi scheme thing, just like Publishers Clearinghouse. It's like if you win all the puzzles, if you get all the puzzles right, you'll be in the tournament, and if you keep sending in money and the puzzles, you might win $1 million. So yeah, it's one of those scam puzzle things, just like in that episode of Doug, if you remember that. If he's like he believes he's in the semifinals, along with 20 other people, even though it's like 1 million other people, but he keeps sending in money for these for these scam artists, So that's what Jeff is doing. So he's doing that in math class, and all of a sudden, there's a new girl in class. Then Jane pops up. Then Jeff is like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And then title sequence. Then after the title sequence, we see Jeff, Taylor, Zach, and Jared eating lunch. And then they're all talking. Then Taylor's like, what are you doing, Jeff, with that whole puzzle thing? And then Jeff explains, I'm going to win $1 million if I get everything right. And then Cassidy comes in with Jane. And then she's like, hey guys, meet my new friend. And then Jeff is like, oh my gosh. And Cassidy offers Jeff and Taylor, hey, how about after school on Friday, we come over to my house so we can talk along with Jane and all that. And Jeff's all excited because he finally gets to talk to that new cute girl that he has a crush on. Then after that, they go to Jeff's house. Later that night, he asks Cindy for $10 for the contest, and he asks for a little extra money for for the post office so he can send it in through a package. Because this isn't an envelope that he's sending that he can't put in the mailbox. He has to. It's a little. It's a big envelope that has some stuff in it, so he has to send it in as a package. So that's why he has to go to the post office to actually pay for that. Pay for the thing. So Cindy was very reluctant. She told him that he's a fool for believing in that contest stuff. So what are you gonna do? She reluctantly gives him the money. So after school on that Friday, Jeff's all excited because of the contest. He thinks he's gonna win. And after the post office, he and Taylor are going to Cassidy's house and all that. So things are looking good until Rocky and Frank reveal themselves and say, "Nobody move! This is a robbery! Holy man!" And pretty much the same goes from there. Except let's see, the Rocky and Frank catch Jeff and Taylor, tie them up with the duct tape, and then negotiate with the police. But after that, Jared and Zach come in through the back and try to save J&T. I think just like in the original, but they actually cut the duct tape just like that, with their hands or something, because it was kind of a bullshit thing that I pulled with the whole Rocky throwing the knife and then Jared picking it up and then cutting the tape. I mean, it's just tape. It's packaging tape. It's not that tough. So, yeah. So after they're freed, the boys are like, "Woohoo!" Then Rocky and Frank are like, "What's that noise?" Then they're like, "Uh-oh." So Jared and Zach bolted out of there quickly, and then not giving J&T a chance to explain. So Rocky quickly blocked the back door, so the boys wouldn't escape. So they're like, "Oh man!" And then later, they pull out. They search for the package for Risotto's package, and then Jeff finds a horrible discovery of all these letters, all these packages for the same contest. Then he's like, "Oh man, I really am wasting my time and money." And then he feels guilty. And then Frank is like, "Hey Rocky, we should do this scheme thing with our creative department and Team Starhammer, and all that." And then and then Rocky thought, "Yeah, that's a good idea." Then all of a sudden, Cindy and Maria come because with the news thing they found out that Jeff and Taylor are in there. So they talk to the robbers, and then all of a sudden here comes Crazy Cat with this crazy ass face, crazy ass fur. So the cat brings in that random machine gun, and then scares the two robbers out, and then Jeff and Taylor are free. That's it. And they'll add a little epilogue with J&T talking to Cassidy, and then they eat lunch together with Jane. So that's awesome. So yeah, there you have it. That is the new episode 5, How I Plan It. And that's how it is. Okay. The reason why I changed it, because as J Series Art pointed out, that if Jeff were to write a love letter to Jane, why couldn't he just leave it in her locker? And I'm like, yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Also, how did Jeff know Jane's address? Well, back then, in the original script, he said, "Oh, I followed her home," and I'm like, Jeff, that's a little stalkerish. That's a little creepy for you. So, yeah, that's not good. So the good thing I changed it. As I get older, my perspective in the world, changes, and I get more wiser. So, yeah, that's episode 5. Okay, well, I sold more books, like I said, to that one kid, but I also sold it to an older gentleman named Tom, who was in my singing group, and he actually read Volume 1, and he said that he really enjoyed it. He also said that the characters are like real-life people with their personalities, and that was a huge compliment to me, because that was, I try to do that. So Thank you, Tom. And thank you for supporting me as an artist. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, explanation on hiatus. Yeah, I didn't work on a lot of stuff. I didn't update a lot of stuff for the past month because I wanted to get done with episode 9. That was the only thing I was focused on. So forgive me for the lack of updates on my DeviantArt and my channel and all that. Also with the quickies, I decided to actually make a whole stockpile first before I update more. So the quickies will come back in January. Yeah, just so you know. It's not season 3. It's still season 2 of the quickies, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just didn't I just wasn't inspired enough to work on other art and other things, so I just wanted to focus on episode 9. So yeah, it's a pretty slow time of the year for me. You know, October through December. But yeah, next year, next January, I'm gonna step up my game. I think I already told you guys this, but next year, 2014, I'm gonna really give it my all. You know, hopefully it'll change some things. You know, I'm really hoping to to get a new. I'm really hoping to get to freelance work or something like that. Like I want to get more fans. I want to get more noticed with Jeff and Taylor. I really hope to sell more volumes so I can actually live off of this. I really hope to see some sort of success next year because I really want to work hard. But I don't know. I'm getting real sentimental about it. It's like with if I were to fail or something next year, if it's exactly 1 year later and I'm still at the same spot, like not a lot of people are reading my stuff, then I guess I'll just hang myself. No, I won't do that. I'll just I won't give up on Jeff and Taylor. I'll be really bummed, and I will stop trying to get my name out there because that's that's a waste of money and all that. I'll still work on Jeff and Taylor. Maybe I'll continue pleasing you fans. You know, I guess it's better to have a small fan base since I get to know you guys personally. Yeah, I know you guys. I know you guys through online, but I know you guys through your online names, and I thank you for being a fan. You know, right now since my social life is almost dead, especially next year since I'm gonna work. You know, it's like I'm working 2 jobs. But yeah, you guys are the closest things I have to friends right now. I don't know what's up with my other friends, real life, but yeah, I try to speak to them, but not a lot of feedback. You know, it's like they don't want to talk to me. That's how I am now. I mean, that's how I've always been. I can't have any permanent friends. They're always temporary. I mean, short-lived temporary. It's like I always want that one friend that will last a really long time. That's why I'm kind of regretting. Excuse me. That's why I'm kind of reluctant, skeptical about having a girlfriend because that will last like a couple months to maybe a year. Then we break up because I don't know. That's my curse. Okay, I won't get into that. I won't talk about girls or anything like that until save it for another podcast, like a Valentine's Day podcast. So there you have it. Well, speaking of podcasts, next year, excuse me, not next year, Christmas. This Christmas I will have a podcast, a very special J&T podcast Christmas special. 2. Well, yeah, the Christmas podcast will be here on December 25th, maybe, hopefully, maybe December 26th, who knows? Because I will be talking about what I got for Christmas, you know, and how my Christmas was like, and what presents I got for my folks and my sister. So yeah. And I'm thinking about a live podcast. I'm thinking about making another Google Hangout with my fans and all that in January. So sometime in January, I'll let you guys know. it'll be a Saturday on January that I'll have my Google Hangout and I'll record it, and then I'll download that off of YouTube so I can convert it into audio so it can be a podcast. So your guys' voice will be in the show too. So it'll be nice to actually interact with some people instead of just me, because I can't carry this by myself. I mean, my gosh, you know how awkward I am speaking. I mean, if this podcast isn't proof, then I don't know what is. Ha ha ha. Okay, I guess that's it for the agenda. That's it. I have no funny stories. Oh, never mind. I want to share my opinion on something. So, online, I have read through the grapevine that Brian Griffin is dead. Oh well, that's my opinion on it. Sorry, it's just with Family Guy, and with my opinion, I saw the episode with Brian Griffin getting killed off. That is kind of, I don't know, on how his character is right now. I'm not feeling a lot of sadness, I guess, because this is Family Guy. He might come back to life. Who knows? But I don't know. If it was season 1 Brian, then yeah, I would feel bad because he is like the voice of reason. He's like the smartest guy there. But now he became such a political douche that it's like, man, no one wants to hear that stuff, Brian. Come on. And you're driving a Prius, a Toyota Prius. How pretentious can you be? I mean, believe me. Prius owners, most of them, are pretty stuck up. Like this one woman who had one of those newer Toyota Priuses that I had to fix and buff. The guys in the office said that, oh, this woman is really, really picky, so you gotta get rid of all the dirt and make it really nice. And what do you know it? She came back complaining of a small scratch here and there. So we fixed that. And then she came back again of a little minor mistake. So yeah, Prius owners are really stuck up. if you drive a Prius, and I'm sure you forgive me. So yeah, the one reason why, if I have to critique that episode, they didn't give us a lot of time to actually take in the whole emotions of Brian getting killed. It just happened just like that. It happened, he got run over by the car, and then later we go to the vet, and then he's dead, and that's it. It's like, whoa, this is going way too fast. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'll kill off a character. No, not in Jeff and Taylor. I won't kill off a main character or anything like that. I mean, maybe if it's a minor character, like a very, very minor character that'll appear in one episode and they die, then sure, I'll do that. But I won't have, like, Ashley getting killed. Could you imagine that if randomly she gets shot in the head by a Team Starhammer member? No. That won't happen. No, that won't happen. But, yeah. Death is a really serious thing to talk about. I mean, my grandma passed away like a month ago. That's sad. Also, my one of our cats is growing very old. I mean, I think she's like 16 or 17 years old in human years. So, yeah, we had her for like 16 to 17 years. So, yeah, she's growing old. I can feel her vertebrae very, and she doesn't eat that much. So she's probably the best thing to do is to put her to sleep so she wouldn't suffer. But yeah, it's sad. I haven't. This may be really, really messed up for me to say, but I have more sympathy with animals than I do with people. It's just with animals, especially cats. They seem more innocent than people, since people in this world can be so evil. Animals kill because they have to. It's their instinct. But people kill for money, for power, for all that dumb stuff. So that's why I feel more sympathy with animals. So that's why I read in the newspaper the other day about a family's house getting caught on fire. They're all safe, thank goodness, but except for their family, except for the family cat, it got killed in the fire. And I'm like, oh no, oh no. So that bummed me out. But hey, what? That's life. What a great way to end this podcast, huh? So sad. With Rosie just staring at us because she's a bitch. Oh, sorry. Okay, well, that's it. I told you this will be kind of a short podcast, so forgive me. Not a lot of stuff to talk about, but this Christmas I'll talk about some stuff. I'll talk about my plot, my ideas of a Jeff and Taylor Christmas special, what I got for Christmas, my favorite and most hated Christmas music, and I'll let you know how the holiday concert turned out. So yeah, there you have it, guys. JFM out, and I'll see you guys later. Maybe next video I'll actually do that classroom thing of me teaching you guys about comics and stuff. So there you have it. I'm done, and I'll see you guys later. JFM out. I really hope you have a really good Christmas, and I'll see you guys there. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys. Bye.